Welcome guys, my name is KD, also known as Crypto Hustler, and this will be video number 14 to our challenge of turning £2,000 into £100,000. So guys, we are now officially in 2024, and the first week of 2024 has been absolutely crazy for crypto. We've seen a lot of altcoins reach a local high. Some of them are done, 4, 5, 6, even up to 10x over the last couple of months. And then of course the last few days we have been seeing a retraction in the altcoin market. A lot of the altcoins have dropped. Some of them are dropped, up to 40, 50% and plus. Can be a scary time for a lot of newcomers. But just so you know, this is something that happens regularly in crypto. It goes up really fast, and of course you do get a correction. Of course, Bitcoin has been holding up well. A lot of people are anticipating this ETF approval over the next couple of days. Whether it gets approved or not, it's still to be decided. But I think, a lot of people are finding this market really, really scary. They've come in, obviously seen other people making huge gains, and then as soon as they've come into the market, it started dropping, and a lot of people are losing money at the moment. If you're new to the market and you're feeling really scared and you're not sure what to do, and you're feeling like this, don't worry about it. A lot of people are feeling like that at the moment. It's something that happens in crypto, and it's not something that you can get away from. What I would normally say, if you only invest what you can afford to lose, you don't normally find yourself in situations like this. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll see other people making gains, and they'll go in with money that they can't afford to lose, money that they need in the short-term future. And of course, when it does go down, if you do need to withdraw, you're withdrawing out losses. And like I say, a lot of people do find themselves in this situation. Like I say, the only way to not be in this situation is to only invest money that you can afford to lose, or money that you can afford to hold on to long term. Because a crypto market, it's not in and out. You might get lucky. Sometimes you might come in within a few days, you might make the money that you want. But more than likely, once you're in the market, it can be a long process, and you can be sitting there for months and months before you actually see a good profit. What I want to do today is focus on the spot ETF. It's not the first time we've had an ETF application. We've had plenty of applications in the past, and up until now, they have all been rejected. What I want to look at is the price action around the ETFs that have been rejected, and work out what we can expect from here. So guys, I wanted to start off with looking at a Bitcoin price over the last 4 years. As most of you know, Bitcoin does run on a 4-year cycle. It has done so ever since it started, and over the last 4 bull runs, the pattern has been relatively similar. If we go back to 4 years today, which would have been January the 7th, 2020, as you can see, back in January 2020, Bitcoin was trading roughly about $8,000. It did peak out with a local high slightly later, which was in February, roughly about $10,000. Of course, we did get a massive correction and a capitulation after that, which brought Bitcoin back down to $5,000. From the local high, it did drop about 50%. It's 50% can be a scary drop, but of course that's not the end of it. You can see Bitcoin carried on from $5,000, and it did peak out to roughly about $69,000 back over in November 2021. So from January 2020 to November 2021, it's roughly about 22 months. If we're still in the same phase of the market on this cycle, we have got a long time before Bitcoin peaks out. In terms of the ETF, Bitcoin, it's not the first time they've applied for an ETF. We can have a look. They did apply for one in 2013. Of course, Bitcoin did peak out end of 2013 with its first all-time high. Again, they got denied in 2017, so you can see the SEC denied the Winklevoss attempt in 2017. And if we go back to charts, you can still see in 2017, regardless of the ETF being rejected, we still peaked out in December of 2017. So the rejection, it didn't slow Bitcoin down. So what I'm going to do is look into the next one. Crypto-focused asset manager Bitwise filed for a physically backed Bitcoin ETF in 2019, but it withdrew its request in January 2020. So again, these are dates that we're working with. So in January 2020, you can see the price was, again, like I said, it was about $8,000. The ETF got rejected. We had a slight drop. But again, like I said, that didn't affect the Bitcoin rally at all. Bitcoin still rallied on to peak out at $69,000 into 2021. So guys, if you are worried about the Bitcoin ETF, I will say it's not the first time that we've had an ETF application. And like I say, all the previous applications have been rejected, and regardless of the rejection, Bitcoin has carried on to rally and create all-time new highs. And again, if it does get rejected this time round, I do still believe that Bitcoin will carry on rallying and will create all new all-time highs in 2025. So guys, in terms of altcoins, as you can see, altcoins have been dropping. So, the market is red everywhere. It has been dropping for a few days. A lot of the money has basically just circulated back into Bitcoin. A lot of people are anticipating that the ETF will get approved, and they're pulling the money out from altcoins and putting it back into Bitcoin, and, hoping to capitalize on that. If the ETF does get rejected, You will see a sharp decline in Bitcoin, and of course the altcoins will bleed out as well. However, if it does get accepted, you can expect a quick rally in Bitcoin, and obviously altcoins will rally along with it. But again, I think it will be short-lived, and I do believe that there is going to be a huge correction, which is going to bring the market back down, and it's going to flush out all the weak hands before we start on the new rally, which will take us to our new all-time highs. What I will say is, regardless of which way the ETF goes, don't worry about it. It's just another bump in the road. It's not going to stop Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still going to carry on, and it's going to create new all-time highs. It might just be a longer wait. Whereas if the ETF does get accepted, we might see a nice rally within the next few days. But again, I do think it will be short-lived. I do believe that a correction is due. Bitcoin's been rallying for a few months now, and we've not seen any significant correction. So I do believe that there is a significant correction due, and I'm hoping that it capitulates. If it does, it just means that we get an opportunity to buy in cheaper. Personally, I don't believe that the Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved. It's not the first time we've been here. I've seen it a few times before, and every single time it has been rejected. And every time there has been an application, there's been this massive hype, and everybody's been promoting it. And for some reason, everybody always believes that it's going to be approved. And up until now, they've all been proven wrong. Every single time that they've put in an application, it has been rejected. Of course, there are some bigger players this time. BlackRock and Fidelity, they've applied for an ETF. And of course, a lot of people do believe that these guys will get it passed. If it does pass, I'm all for it. If it doesn't pass, I'm still prepared. And if the market does crash, I am hoping to buy in, get some coins a lot cheaper than what they are now. If it is accepted and the markets rally, I will be looking to take some profits and wait for a correction before I start buying back in. So guys, back to our challenge. As most of you know, our challenge is to turn £2,000 into £100,000. We have been investing for a number of weeks. At the end of our last video, we had invested £1,400 and our balance was sitting at £2,070.67. Just going to go into Coinbase now and have a look and see where our balance stands today. So as you can see, our current balance is £1,925.05, so we're down about £145 from last week. However, we're still on a return on investment of about 37%. I'm just going to go into the individual coins and break them down. So Algorand at the moment, of course, guys, as you know, we have spent £280 per coin. So Algorand at the moment is at £352.74, roughly about 25% in profit. Decentraland is at £282.33, so we're just above break even. Engine Coin is at £317.47, so about 13% in profit. Filecoin is at £346.21, which is roughly about 23% in profit. Scalecoin is at £623.79. So on Scalecoin, we're actually up 122% since we started. So I'm just going to go into Coinbase and buy the coins for this week. So as you know, we're going to divide £100 over 5 coins, £20 on each coin. The coins are Algorand, Decentraland, Engine Coin, Filecoin, and Scalecoin. So now that we've made our purchases, we're putting in another £100, taking our total investment up to £1,500 so far. And our current balance is £2,014.41, which is a return of investment of about 34%. Again, of course, the markets have dropped this week, so our profits have come down slightly. It just means that obviously this week's coins we're buying cheaper than we did last week. I can't stress enough that I do prefer coins to go down when I'm buying. If I'm going to buy something, I do want to buy it cheaper. We do have another £500 left to spend, so I am hoping that the market does capitulate and we can buy some coins at a really, really cheap price. If it doesn't go down and it carries on going up, obviously we are prepared. We've already invested £1,500 and we've got £500 left to go. I do hope it will go down, but nonetheless, we are prepared either way. So guys, if you want to keep up to date with what we're doing and how much we're investing and where our balance stands, please do like and subscribe and turn on notifications. And as always, thanks for watching, and catch you next week.